church is a big part of your brand still, but what I find as someone who's going through a spiritual crisis myself and grew up very, very heavy in the church, like 4 or 5 days a week, all of the things, outreach, missions trips, the whole bit. I don't go to church now, but what I love so much about what you and Kev represent is that you, to me, are what Christianity is supposed to look like, feel like, act like, speak like, give like, love like. And I have my older sister and her husband are the same way. And for me, it kind of ruins Christians. Yeah. Because I'm like, this pedestal.
If it's not this,
I don't want it.
It ain't gonna work for me.
I don't want it. I don't want to be around it. But I know that's probably not how you feel. But what is your pulse on like what's going on with like particularly the Black church right now?
Honestly, I think there is a bit of a reckoning happening. I tell my husband all the time when he came out recently with his stance on the gay community, the LGBTQIA community, where he's basically like, I just know I'm going to lead with love. I think that at least for us, we're in a space where we've decided to lead with love because we're willing to recognize we don't have all of the answers. And I think sometimes with religion, we're looking for definitiveness. We need things to be clearly defined: good, bad, black, white. And it's just not really the way the world works. And I'm willing to say that's God's business. I'm not God, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. So what I do know is love. That's what I know. And so I'm going to stand in everything that I do from that space and allow God to handle the rest. And it's not only is it a risk, I'm not quite sure that it is a risk, but for the sake of the conversation, a risk I'm willing to take, because the other part about it is the internet can be mad. I have a niece that's gay. I have an aunt that's gay. I have a cousin that's gay. I have a nephew that's gay. I'm not going to please the internet.
Right.
When my kid's godmother is gay. And I have people in my actual life that I love and love me. And I'm not going to isolate and alienate them to make anyone happy. That's just not worth it. And it feels contrary to who I believe God is. And so I'm leading with love. Come here, niece, I love you. Come here, cousin, I love you. And I don't want to have the appearance of perfection, because I don't get it right all the time. And that's okay. And God still loves me. And that's okay. And I think leading with that, it makes Christianity and religion more approachable. We have this the analogy where we think about God as our father. And I think about, as a parent, the lengths I'm willing to go to for my child. It's not going to be too, I think he might be your producer, said, I don't want to have kids because I might go to jail behind them.
Facts. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
My son right now, the other day in our neighborhood, you're supposed to put like a little placard in your window. And if you don't, you'll get a ticket from the HOA child to be annoying the crap out of me.
Didn't Kev tweet the other day that HOA is the
And that's
cops?
what he was talking about.
Yeah, they're the cops.
Oh my God, I can't stand it. Pissed me off. I gave him the thing. He flipped it up. And because he flipped it up, they couldn't see it. And I said, Isaiah, I literally just told him that like 2 days ago. You have to put this down because I'm going to cuss somebody out. And you wrong. They need to see it. And I know this is stupid, and I know it's dumb, and I know they can see it if all they got to do is look. But because they can't like just quickly be able to visualize, I can see the little placard, they're going to give us this ticket. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go down to that office and I'm going to tell somebody off.
Right.
Protect your mama. Put the thing down. Please. Because I'm finna go off. And so I'm like, and this is just, and he wrong.
Right.
That's the goal part. He is actually wrong. Do right. And I'm still willing to cut somebody out behind my child.
That's a great, I know in church they're always talking about that, but that is a great analogy for how to love. Like if you think of God's love as a parent's love, like a true love.
Yeah.
because everybody doesn't have good parents, but a parent that truly loves you, we know what parents will do for their children.
Absolutely.
And if you think of what God's love is supposed to feel like and look like, it's similar. And if we're supposed to act as he would act, that is how you should treat people. I think it's true that it's really hard to find in a world that is increasingly this or that, black or white. There's no flexibility. There's no nuance, particularly on the internet, which is, look, it's where we live our lives. It's where this show is. It's where a lot of the content that you guys make lives. 100%. And while we strive to get the internet to have a little bit more context and a little bit more conversation and a little bit more understanding, it's hard in these formats to have real conversation. And for religion particularly, because when all that was going on, obviously I was like, y'all need to, need to be serious, okay? Because like I'll say the things that Melissa won't say to y'all. All right, need to be serious. But like, love is such a controversial topic.
Yeah,
it has become very controversial.
I think it's because we're trying to gatekeep who deserves love instead of just like freely giving it. And I think, again, if I'm going from what I know for sure, and I'm no expert, be clear, all right? I didn't go to clergy. I didn't do the things. I don't have none of the degrees. I don't know none of the things. What I do know is love. And so and I'm not trying to gatekeep who deserves that love.
Yeah.
And so when you lead with that, the doors are open. Like, I'm open, And I think, again, when you were talking about going through your like crisis in religion, I think for a lot of millennials we are, because I read a lot of romance novels. Well, a lot-ish. And I just got into a little bit. And one of the ladies that got into, her name's Kennedy Ryan. Love her, adore her. She's freaking fantastic. She's so great.
I read a lot of history because I just like to stay in a state of full anger and never give myself any peace. But Haley got me into the Court of Thorns and Roses. But like, she is a romance.
Oh, she's amazing. So actually, to this point, I was in therapy, and I used to read like a lot of self-help books. I love a good self-help books because I like to stay in a state of, you're not good enough, so what can you fix? And so my therapist was like, girl, you're not a project. I need you to read something that's just for fun. You should read this. And so I started on the Skyland Sisters. Love this book. I actually got a chance to meet Kennedy. Just really, really amazing. I was going somewhere with this. Okay. Regardless, you should try read yourself.
I do. I need to give myself some peace.
Give yourself some peace and sit down and read a little. They're fantastic. And if you're an audiobook listener, she writes with audiobooks in mind, because we're always on the road on the way to go. So I do a lot of audio listening, and she's really good about like submerging you. It almost becomes a movie in your mind. She's phenomenal. Can't speak highly enough of her. Anyway, Kev has his podcast, Not My Best Moment. She was on it. She also grew up very churchy. And one of the things she talked about was that sometimes we inherit this faith from our parents and we never interrogate it.
Okay.
And I feel like for a lot of millennials, myself included, my husband included, we're in a space where we're asking questions. We're saying, this doesn't make sense, or this doesn't resonate, or based on my life and my lived experience, these feel contrary to one another. How are you telling me this is who God is? And then when I'm experiencing this in the world, I don't know how to integrate these things. It feels, and so we're asking these questions. When I was a child, I didn't even feel like I had the space to ask questions.
Yeah.
I felt like it was disrespectful, or, a pathway to hell that I would dare question God. And I feel like I'm in a space now where like, I feel like God invites those questions. It's okay to understand me deeper and to come to who God is to you and in your life, and how does God show up to you, and how do you reflect that out in the world? And so I think a lot of millennials are in a space of interrogating their faith and what it looks like and what it means to them. And I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to ask questions. That's a great way of putting it. I have a lot of questions. And when I default to saying like my sister and her husband and like you and Kev, And obviously I know my sister and husband's, personal life very well. So I can speak to how they live. But, I feel like we all receive the energy that you two put out in the world as whole and intentional. Um, I think that it's also an idea that was ingrained, at least in me, that, the church and religion is just like all you live for. And everything is centered around the ideas and the rules and the no's and the guilt. And it's like, are we ever supposed to live our lives? Like, are we supposed to choose every song we listen to with the thought that God is looming over us? Don't sing that lyric.
Yeah.
Like, how do you live your life? And it sort of made me revolt.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is stifling and it doesn't make sense. And more than that, I'm seeing the people who live this way, who follow this, who are the worst people I know.
Yeah.
So none of this math is mathing for me. And I think how I'm consuming a lot of it now, from the ledge of despair that I'm on with the way that the world is, it's like we so desperately need just like real kindness.
We do.
And I don't think I'm the champion for it, but like we need some people who are really like reaching out, and we're trying to be hard on them.
Yeah, I agree. I think we are definitely, the ledge of despair is so accurate, man. This world, boy, it's
exhausting.
It's exhausting. We just had a conversation with my youngest son. We do like at the end of the school year. It's not public. It's behind our paywall, but he was talking about his experience being Black at his school. Brought me to tears. I'm like, my baby is 17, and I feel like he feels like he's wearing the weight of the world on his shoulders. That when he goes into rooms and he recognizes quickly, as in an assessment, I'm the only Black kid in here, I need to show up as what it means to be Black in America, as the Black little boy in America. That's a huge weight for a 17-year-old to wear. He's not needing that. But in these days and times, even my 17-year-old is feeling that, waking up every day and I'm worried about my kid's future. How are they going to pay for this? How are they going to pay for that? Are they going to be able to move out? Can they afford to move out? Love, child. We all just need a big hug.
And it feels
love.
Like scary to do that, because at least for me, I feel very vulnerable being loving. I feel almost kind of weak in a way. Like I definitely feel vulnerable, but I feel like I have a lot of thoughts on forgiveness. Like it's tough for me. It's really tough. Like because I can't, I'm really struggling reaching forgiveness without accountability. So it's like, for me, like let's just talk in the macro sense.
Yeah.
Like forget individuals, because that's layered with stories and all types of things that we really can't speak to each particular case. So let's just speak macro. Like it is hard for me to forgive people who are supporting things that are happening right now. Like and the idea of continuing to love someone that truly hates you, that truly doesn't believe you are a full person, that doesn't believe you deserve the same rights as them, simply because they were born looking differently than you. It's hard for my brain to get there. And I lead so much with my mind that it's really hard for my heart to be like, despite all that, I love you, brother, because I don't love that person.
Oh, we agree.
Okay.
We agree.
I can't get there.
I think the personal aspect is more of what I would be more willing to forgive.
Yeah.
But on a macro level, not being able to understand my humanity.
Yeah.
I don't understand yours either then. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's God's business, and he gonna have to deal with that, because my human nature, and I think sometimes we can get that confused too, where we think people are deserving of our grace and our forgiveness of people who wouldn't return that to us.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind. And I think sometimes that's part of Christianity, you know, like, and I feel like, oh, that doesn't jive with me. That doesn't feel like fully integrated. Like, that's not integrity to me to project this and inside it doesn't feel right. So I'm learning to honor that don't feel good.
Right.
So I'm not finna, and I don't even know if forgiveness is the right word, because I don't know that they're asking, if they think that what they're doing is wrong, again, on this macro level, that what they're doing is wrong. They're not asking us for our forgiveness. If they had it their way, we would probably be shot somewhere. Like, these people aren't interested in who we are as people. So no.
I mean, I'm with you,
That's
but
enough for me.
I do think it does circle back to, you know, how do we show up loving in the world? Like, how do we heal things without love? And I've talked about this recently on the show, that you know, there's some of our great leaders have talked about hope and love and peace and meeting hate with love, and like the only thing that will drown out hate is love, and it's, you know, light blinds the darkness, and it does prove to be true. Like, over time, it does prove to appeal to the humanity in another person. And sometimes it does take that conversation, right?
But you have to be open. And I think that's the part. I think you have to be in a space where I'm open and you are open,
right,
to have this conversation, and like somewhere we're going to bridge this gap, and then like change behavior will come. But sometimes we're having these conversations, so we're blue in the face with someone that's completely closed off. Come on, Love Island language, and not interested in the idea of change. And that again, this is where I say that's God's business, because I am not here to convince you of my humanity.
Yeah.
You got to be open to that to begin with. And if you're not, I'm not going to be in a room and child, go on, live your life. Please go away from me with this Apollo, because I'm uninterested. Like, at some point I have to know what's worth my time and what's not.
Yeah.
And if you're completely closed off, you don't see me as a human, like these like big, huge political, you know, things, this is a waste of time. And I'm not finna waste my time on that. I think when you are with people, individual people, and you recognize, you know, there may be someone that has a question, and they're genuinely curious, they're genuinely trying to understand, I will stop to have that conversation with people. We do have to have rapport, a relationship, that kind of thing, but depends on the circumstance. But if I have a personal relationship with you, I'm not always the person that's quick to, girl, you can Google it. Because Google doesn't always provide nuance. And so I will be willing to have a conversation with someone that I feel is genuine in their question. I don't mind that. But I'm also, if you don't, child, go on about your business. Go on.